All right, so picture this. You wake up in a city that knows what you need before you even know you need it. Where traffic is just like a thing of the past, and actually living sustainably isn't some far off dream, but it's like literally the air you breathe and how your whole neighborhood works.
Yeah, that's quite the vision, and you know what? It's getting closer to reality all the time. This isn't just about, flying cars and robots. It's about really changing how our cities work from the ground up so they
Yeah.
can work better for all of us.
Right, exactly. And that's why we're doing this deep dive today.
Yeah,
This is important stuff, whether you're someone who spends hours stuck in traffic every day or you're worried about climate change. The way cities are changing with this smart city stuff has some seriously big implications. Like, we're talking about making life easier and taking care of the planet at the same time.
yeah. And at the heart of all this is AI, artificial intelligence, basically. The ability to take tons and tons of information and make sense of it. It's like the city itself is becoming intelligent, able to understand what its people need and then actually do something about it. And all that data analysis that's going on behind the scenes, that's what makes things like public transportation run smoothly,
Hmm.
or even like revolutionizes how we deal with garbage.
So, this isn't just like a sci fi movie we're talking about, right? This is happening right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cities all over the world are using AI to solve real problems. It's not just an idea anymore. It's actually happening.
That's pretty amazing. And I guess there are people who are like pioneers in this whole field, right? People who've been working on this for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like Carlo Ratti at MIT, he runs the Sensible City Lab, which is this like powerhouse for urban innovation. They're really pushing the boundaries of how we can use technology to make cities better.
And are there like certain cities that are kind of leading the charge in terms of actually putting these ideas into practice?
Oh yeah. Places like Singapore and Barcelona, they're often held up as examples of cities that are really doing this smart city thing well. They're using AI to improve everything from their infrastructure to just the quality of life for the people who live there.
So basically, what we're going to do today is take a deep dive into all of this, right? This whole world of smart cities and AI, and try to understand what it all means.
Exactly. We're going to break it down so you can get a good grasp of not just what smart cities are, but what they mean for the future of how we live in cities.
Okay, so let's start with the basics then. Like, if we really want to understand how these smart cities tick, what do we need to know first?
Well, we need to understand the infrastructure, the foundation of it all. There are three key elements that are all connected to the Internet of Things, or IoT, AI algorithms, and big data analytics.
Okay, so IoT, those are like all those little sensors and devices that are all over the city, right? Like smart traffic lights or even sensors in trash cans.
Exactly. Those IoT devices are like the city's senses. They're constantly collecting information about everything that's going on. And all that raw data then goes to the next piece of the puzzle, big data analytics.
So that's where all that information gets like processed and turned into something useful, right?
Right? Big data analytics is all about sifting through those mountains of data, finding patterns and extracting insights. And those insights are what the AI algorithms use.
So the AI is like the brains of the operation, right? It takes those insights and uses them to make decisions like changing the timing of traffic lights based on how many cars are on the road.
Exactly. The AI algorithms are constantly analyzing the data and making predictions or giving recommendations on how to make the city run more smoothly. And it's this whole cycle of data collection, analysis, and action that makes a smart city truly smart. It's not just about following a set of rules, these AI systems. They actually learn and adapt over time based on the data they're getting.
So it sounds like this is a field that's constantly changing and evolving. So how can people like us stay up to date with everything that's going on?
The best way to stay informed is to look at the cities that are leading the way, the ones that are setting the benchmarks. Cities like Copenhagen and Seoul. They're always coming up with new and innovative ways to use technology to solve urban problems.
And what's interesting is that those cities might each have their own like specialties, right? Maybe Copenhagen is really good at one aspect of smart city technology, and Seoul is leading the pack in another area. So by keeping an eye on those global leaders, you can get a sense of what's possible.
Exactly. You can see how these technologies are being used in the real world and the positive impact they're having.
So one thing that really stands out to me about smart cities is their potential for sustainability. Like, it seems like AI could be a huge help in making cities greener.
Oh, absolutely. Smart cities are in a unique position to really push for sustainable development. And AI gives us a lot of new tools to conserve energy and lower our carbon footprint.
Can you give us like a concrete example of how that would work in practice?
Sure, think about smart buildings. With systems that use AI to adjust things like heating, cooling, and lighting based on who's in the building and even how much electricity costs at that moment. That
Yeah.
saves a lot of energy. Or think about smart grids that can distribute energy in the most efficient way possible, prioritizing renewable sources when they're available. And even something like optimizing traffic flow that helps by reducing fuel consumption and emissions. There's so many different ways AI can help us be more sustainable.
That makes sense. And speaking of getting around smart mobility, seems like another area where AI can really make a difference in people's lives.
Definitely, AI-powered transportation is a core part of the smart city concept. We're already seeing things like autonomous public transit systems that can change their routes and schedules on the fly based on where people need to go. That makes public transportation more efficient and convenient for everyone.
And then there are the intelligent traffic management systems we talked about before, using AI to analyze traffic patterns in real time and adjust traffic signals to keep things moving smoothly. You mentioned Singapore earlier. Their system uses predictive AI to reduce traffic jams by as much as 30%. That's huge.
Right. And the benefits are clear: less time wasted sitting in traffic, less stress, and cleaner air because cars are moving more efficiently.
Now, with all this talk about smart cities and AI, it's easy to feel like these are decisions being made by someone else somewhere else. But from what we've seen, it seems like individuals actually have an important role to play.
Absolutely. If you live in a city that's thinking about adopting smart city technologies, your voice matters. It's important to be involved and talk to your local government and city planners.
So it's not just about sitting back and letting technology happen to us. It's about actively shaping how that technology is used in our communities.
Exactly. Advocate for smart city plans that not only embrace technology but also put people first.
Now, we also came across some suggestions for getting involved that were a little bit outside the box. Not your typical ideas for civic engagement.
Oh yeah, like what?
Well, one idea was to participate in hackathons that are focused on solving urban problems.
Oh yeah, hackathons. Those are great. They bring together all kinds of people: tech experts, city planners, community members, and they work together to come up with creative solutions to the challenges that cities face. It's a really hands-on way to contribute to making cities smarter.
That sounds awesome. And then there was this idea of urban gardening with a tech twist. Can you explain what that is?
So that's all about using AI and other technologies to make urban gardening more efficient and productive. Imagine sensors that keep track of soil conditions, AI algorithms that figure out the best time to plant and harvest, and data analytics that help you get the most out of your urban garden.
Not only does this help increase access to fresh food, but it can also make cities more biodiverse. You might even see AI-powered systems that manage watering and nutrients in community gardens. Those are definitely some creative ways to get involved. So for people who really want to dive deep into this whole world of smart cities, are there any events or conferences that they should know about?
If you're really interested in smart cities, you should definitely check out the Smart City Expo World Congress that happens every year in Barcelona. It's like the biggest global event for smart city technology. It brings together all the major players, industry leaders, government officials, innovators from all over the world to talk about the latest advancements and show off cutting-edge solutions.
So it's like the place to be if you want to see the future of cities.
Exactly. You can learn so much about where the field is headed and what the big challenges and opportunities are.
We also came across some really interesting facts that show just how powerful AI can be in a smart city context. The example of Amsterdam and how they manage their water system was really impressive.
Yeah, Amsterdam uses AI to manage their whole water network, making sure water is distributed efficiently and also helping prevent floods. With climate change becoming a bigger and bigger issue, this kind of AI application is going to be essential for keeping cities safe and resilient.
So this isn't just theoretical anymore. This is AI actually making cities better in concrete ways.
Exactly. And that brings us to the main point here. Smart cities powered by AI represent a fundamental change in how we think about cities. It's not just about adding technology. It's about completely reimagining what a city can be.
Right. It's about using AI to make cities more efficient, more sustainable, and better places to live for everyone.
And as we wrap up our deep dive into this fascinating world of AI and smart cities, it's clear that this is a rapidly evolving field with huge potential.
Definitely. It's important for all of us to stay informed and engaged as these technologies continue to shape the cities we live in.
And that leads to a really interesting question for you, the listener. As cities get better at using AI to anticipate our needs and make life easier, what does that mean for us as individuals? It's definitely something to think about as this whole smart city revolution keeps unfolding.
Definitely. Lots to think about. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Catch you next time.
See ya.
Bye.